can describe this night. Wow. Like I ever told her that some of the pieces are so good, I get pissed at myself. Especially because the past 2 months I've had severe writer's block. Kind of feels like making love without busting a nut. So I'm gonna read to you 2 pieces. First, the first short story I ever wrote. I kind of tried a different angle, mixing in Swahili words to have it a common feeling, you know? And then the second one is a poem, the last one I wrote. So the short story is called Light in the Valley. As the cock crows, the sun's rays pierce through the holes in the rusty, corrugated iron sheet roof. The tall, lanky man is color-tanned, testament to his hard-knock existence, groggily wipes the short night sleep off his eyes and thanks God it's not the rainy season. A pungent odor seeps through the thin cardboard walls, stinging his sleepy nostrils. He made a mental note to move to a house further away from the latrine. If his long overdue wages from the Mhindi comes through, I'll explain as I go by. Mhindi basically is Indian in Swahili, and these are the guys who people in the slums usually work for. He slowly moves around the small dark room that also served as a kitchen and a bathroom, and a kitchen and occasionally a bathroom for Toto. He clumsily hits his foot on the old Jokali metal chest. The sharp pain sends him reeling into the big heaps of sufurias. Translation Norman.
The prayers are like cooking pots.
Yeah. Yeah. The cacophony rouses Mama Toto from her slumber. Damn the KPLC for disconnecting his illegal power supply, especially since he's making a mint, in proper stamps of course, for distributing it to his ever so willing neighbors. He shuffles through his pockets for 3 bob to buy a 20-liter jerrycan of water from Moody. This was just enough to carry Mama Toto through the day. He can already hear his neighbors' determined shuffles as they try to make it to the Kibaru on time. Manual labor.
Yeah, manual.
Tell them.
Manual labor.
It's like manual labor. They could not afford to be late. The Wadosis, yes, the Wadosis could suddenly develop acute selective amnesia on who was in their employ. Outside, Omosh, who always seemed drunk, was at it again with a plot fishmonger. This time, it sounded like it was about some unpaid omena.
Fish kind of fish.
Yeah.
Small, very handsome.
There was no milk and tea leaves for morning tea, since Muhindi's wife was a tad too suspicious yesterday for him to borrow any. So it looked like today he had to go without any. As he was about to leave, Mama Toto hands her knight in rusty armor his jacket. She had been patching the holes last night because taking it to the tailor would be a little too extravagant. Karanja is too expensive, she thought to herself. Mama Toto had an uncanny talent of asking a man for what she wanted without saying a word. This time, it was money for flour and cooking oil for her food cure. She believed she was not the nagging kind, the very same thing that had driven many of her friends' husbands to the warmth of other women's beds. He told her to get what she needed on credit from the shop. That was her man, the king of his third world kingdom. They might not have a lot, but at least they had each other.